guys, so today I'm going to do the nostalgia for May because this weekend was the long weekend here in Canada and I did some sorting out of my basement. Now, in a previous vlog I talked about how my parents' basement had flooded, their water heater exploded and there was water everywhere. Well, my parents gave me a couple of boxes of stuff that was mine from when I was a kid, and most of it is just, you know, like stacks and stacks of school workbooks and things like that, but I was looking through it and it made me feel a little bit nostalgic. So I found a few things that I'm going to share with you guys. This was my first doll. It was one of those, it's like a little beanie doll and she has little plastic hands that are like backwards and it's kind of freaky. Somewhere along the lines she did blink, but I poked her eyes out and drew on her face. So this doll is probably as old as I am, so it's probably at least 37 years old. So that was my first doll, and anytime it got left anywhere I screamed and cried, and she's been repaired a few times. You can see there's stitching, and I think I pulled her arm off, and I don't know, but that was that. So that was my first doll. Somewhere along the lines I made this charming young man. I don't know. We probably had to do like a Punch and Judy type puppet show somewhere along the lines. He's paper mache and he's got hair glued on and he's really sort of creepy. So that was another thing that I did in school that I don't remember why, but apparently this was important enough that my parents felt that I had to keep it. One of the other things that I found here was a book that I did. I have no idea. It's gotta be grade 1, grade 2 maybe, and it's the All About Me book, and there's actually a picture of it, of me as a baby, that I'm like totally adorable. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm sitting there and I'm in my walker that I remember walking down the stairs quite a few times in. And then I had to draw myself. Look how awesome I was at like 5 or 6 being able to draw. There's a little story in here, I'm sure, and more pictures, and that's kind of really cute, but it's the only other baby picture I have of myself because the others are still in the boxes in the big pile at my parents' house. I have a couple of stories that I wrote that I'm going to read to you. This one doesn't have a title. It is Once Upon a Time There Was a Rabbit. Its name was Hoppy. Hoppy was a girl. She liked to hop a lot. Her brothers and sisters seemed to like to eat carrots. Now I've spelled carrots K-A-R-R-U-T-S. So phonetically, I guess. Some liked to run around. She said, "Mom, I have no one to play with. Will you play with me, Mommy?" The end. Again, I probably couldn't have been more than about 6 or 7 when I wrote this, and thankfully my writing has improved dramatically since then. One of the other things that I found that's really cool is this, and I was in Guides and Brownies as a kid. And my mom had the foresight to actually keep this. So this is my 2 sashes. It's my Girl Guide sash and my Brownie sash with the various not sewn on badges for stuff that I don't even remember what any of them are anymore. So I'm gonna have to look at the ones that I have and the ones that aren't put on and see what I got as far as badges go, but so there's my Brownie, my Girl Guide sash. So that was a long time ago in a far-off land. And before that, I was a Brownie. And again, there's badges that I just threw all over the floor. Apparently sewing has never been a strong suit with me. So, but this was my Brownie sash that had music and cake, and so it must have been like cleaning and cooking and music and dancing and art and nature, maybe, the spider web? I don't know. So I have those, which is kind of a nice thing to have. So I have a couple of boxes sitting here that I have to go through. I would read you some of my poetry, but apparently I was a terrible poet. One of my poems that I came across in here was about how much I hated my brother. So, meh, it was an interesting childhood. So that's sort of my trip through nostalgia that I went on this last weekend, and I'm sharing with you. So I will see you guys next week.